Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, so today we're going to take a look at decimal places and significant figures. Right, so decimal places. Right, so decimal places. What do we know about decimal places? If I was to ask you to give me something to some decimal place, what do I mean by that? Anyone? What do I mean by decimal places?
So you mean points where we have to use
Points
points
with
and move
decimal.
it to different places.
Okay, well, the definition for it is the position to the right of the decimal point right, so the distance, sorry, the position to the right of the decimal point. Right, so for example, if I was to say round 0.27134 two decimal places, what would you do? Well, you look at the second decimal place, right, which is the 7, right? And if the number after that place is greater than or equal to 5, you add 1 to the number, but if it is less than 5, then you leave it alone. So if I was to round this to do decimal places, I would have written 0.27. Notice that I only have 2 decimal places here, right? Which is what they asked me for. If I was to round the same number to 1 decimal place, what would I get? Well, I look at this number, which is 2, and is 7 greater than or equal to 5? Is 7 bigger than or equal to 5?
7 is bigger than 5.
7 is bigger than 5, yes. So what do I do to the 2? I just add 1 to it, so I will get 0.3. Right, notice this is 1 decimal place. Right, this is 1 decimal place. Understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, look at this example now. Round 0.998 to 2 decimal places, and well, and the second part is 1 decimal place. Right, so the first one, right, so 2 decimal places, which number are you looking at? I'm looking at that 9, right, the second 9. And the number that I'm interested in now is to see if this number is greater than or equal to 5. Is it greater than or equal to 5?
So
So
it's
it's greater than 5.
Greater than 5. So what I do to the 9?
So you just have to add it. Add 1.
Add
Yeah,
1 to
add
it.
1.
Well, what will happen if I add 1 to 9? I will get what? Well, I'll get 10, firstly. So that means I'll have to add 1 to the 9. This 9 here. Right? Because, well, I can't have a 10 in the hundredths column. Right? So I'd have to put it in the tens column. Right? And then if I add 1 to that 9, what would I get? Well, I'll get 10 again. So what would I have to do is put a 1 in the ones column. So I'll get 1 point. Now they want 2 decimal places, so I have to do 1.00. Right? So this is the round off to 2 decimal places. right? 1.00, because to write this would make physical sense, right? This number is in fact smaller than this number, right? So you just have to carry the one, just like how you were doing addition before and multiplication of these things, right? So for part two, so one decimal place, you're looking at this one here, the first 9, and is 9 greater than or equal to 5? Well, yes, it is greater than 5. So you add 1 to the 9, and for the same reason, it will be 1.0. Now notice the difference between these two. One of them has what? 2 decimal places, right, which is what they're asking. And the other one has 1 decimal place, which is what they're asking. Okay? All understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, lovely. Right, so that is the idea with decimal places. Right, so if I want 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, how much ever decimal places I ask you for, you should be able to follow the same pattern and get it. Right, cool. So the next one, the next thing is significant figures. Right, significant figures. Anybody know what a significant figure is? Can anybody define a significant number for me? All right, so this should be significant figures, right? Figures. So what is a significant figure? A significant figure or significant figures are numbers that are non-zero before the point, right? So any number that is non-zero before the point, and well, I think 0 after the point is significant, right? Zeros after the decimal point is significant. So
Sir, can you say that over, please?
right. So what I was saying was that the numbers, non-zero numbers before the point. So non-zero numbers before the point the decimal point are significant numbers. Well, are defined as significant numbers as I, G, and I. However, zeros after the point are significant. Right? So for example, if I was to say write 0. All right, let's use big numbers, 363.401 as so two significant figures, two significant figures, or people just write it as sig fig, right? That's a shorthand notation. What would this be if I was to write it to 2 significant figures? Notice what are my first 2 significant figures? It will be the 3 and the 6. So this would be written as 360. Because remember, zeros before the decimal point are not significant. Right? So the 2 significant figures is 360. What do you think would it be for three significant figures? Right, so three significant figures, well, it will be 363, right? Right, so the three significant figures, it will be 363, right? Now, suppose I had this number, 406.42, and I ask to write this to three significant figures, right? To three sig fig. What would I get?
406, sir.
No, remember the zero is not a significant figure.
Oh,
So it will be 406.4,
6.4.
right? So good. So this is the three significant figures. Okay. Now, what about the that is three significant figures. Okay, so what about the two significant figures? What is this number to two significant figures?
406, sir.
406, yeah. Right, so 406. And finally, what is this number to one decimal place?
4.40.6. Well, 4.6.
406.4. Right, because this is the decimal place. Remember the definition? You have to look at these numbers. Right, and ask yourself if this number is less than or equal to 5, in which in this case it is. Right, so don't mix up significant figures and decimal places. Right, so those are distinct things. Right, so let's see an example. Let's see some questions on this. Let's see how it would look. All right, so let's take a look at this worksheet. Right, so the numbers in the table, so we want to round the numbers in the table to the nearest 10. All right, let's do this quickly. 482 to the nearest 10 is how much?
480.
480, so this is 480. 535 to the nearest 10 is how much?
540.
540.
540, lovely. And 799 to the nearest 10 is how much?
800.
800.
800, right? Lovely. To the nearest 100, let's go. 423 to the nearest 100 is how much?
400.
400. 482?
500.
500, good. 535?
500.
500. And 799?
800.
Lovely. Rounding numbers in the table to the nearest unit. Nearest unit means nearest one, right? So what is 7.27 to the nearest one? Or the nearest unit?
7.
1.82?
2.
7.95, sorry.
8.
The nearest 10th, right? So I noticed a lot of you made some mistakes. You remember when we deal with it, it is tens, ones, right? Then it's tenths, then hundreds. So tenths are bigger than hundreds, right? So the nearest tenth would be to this one. All right, so go ahead. What is 3.41 by 3 nearest tenth?
3.40.
3.4. 3.4 is fine. All right. What about the next one?
7.2.
7.3. Right. Next one.
1.9.
No.
Uh,
Careful.
1.8.
1.8. right? Remember, you have to look at the number after it and see if it is 5 or more, then add 1. If it's not 5 or more, leave it alone. And 7.95, change
Seven.
its time.
What?
8.
8.
8.
Yeah, right, cool. So this one, round the numbers in the table to one decimal place. So the first one is done for you as usual. So this one, so one decimal place.
5.
No, so one decimal place.
0.4.
No, it will be 4.9,
0.
right? Because it is 4.945, right? You want one decimal place, so you look at this number here and ask yourself if this number is 5 or greater. If it is not 5 or greater, then you leave it alone. Right? Remember, we want one decimal place. Right? So this one, the third one will be what? We want one decimal place.
0.6.
0.6.
0.6. Right?
0.6.
And this one, the last one.
88.7.
8.7.
88.7. Lovely. So two decimal places now. Right? So we're looking at the second one. So we're looking at this one. Is the number after it bigger than or equal to 5?
No.
Bigger than
No,
5.
it's less than 5. Right? So we have 0.47 and that's it. Right? That's two decimal places. The next one is what? We're looking at the 4. Is the number after the 4 bigger than or equal to 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we have
Yes,
to add
sir.
1 to the 4, right? So we get what? 4.95.
9.5.
Lovely. So where's the third one? You want two decimal places.
0.61.
0.61.
0.61. And the last one, two decimal places.
88.11.
7.1. Lovely. Right? Nice. All understanding everything so far, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. So number 4, right? Round the numbers in the table to one significant figure. All right, so where's this one significant figure here? Well, I would say that is 9,000.
9,000.
All right. What about this one? So one significant figure.
200.
Well, it will be 900,
900.
right? 900. Right, and the next one significant figure.
1.
No,
0.
0.1. Right? Remember, it's after the decimal point you're looking at here now. Right? Because the 0 in front of it is not significant. So two significant figures. Right, so for two significant figures,
9,300.
okay, 9,300, yes, that's the second one. But for the first one, it will be 1.7.
7.
Now, you gotta be careful with these. It wouldn't be 9,300 because we still have to look at this number here. Is this number here bigger than or equal to 5? Yes, it is. So this would be 9,400. This one here would not be 900, right? It would be, well, 1,000. Right? Because this number here is bigger than or equal to 5. Right? So it's the same rounding off as we did before. The same idea. Right? So for this one, for two significant figures, it will still be 1,000 because the number here is bigger than or equal to 5. So you have to add 1. Okay? For this one, two significant figures, well, it will be 0.11 because this number here is bigger than or equal to 5. So that would be the two significant figures. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's try the three
Yes.
significant figures. Go ahead. What's the first one? Three significant figures, it should be 1.71,
1.71.
7.2.
1.72. For the three significant figures, it's supposed to be what? This one. Right? The third one is how much?
So 995.0.
Because that's 995.
Oh, okay.
Right, well, 0.0 is okay, right? Because it well, 0.0 would not add anything to it, but remember the 0.0 is significant. All right, and the last one, the three significant figures, it would be 0.106.
0.106.
Right. And finally, the last one we will take a look at today. Right, I don't want to show you the solutions. We will see it. All right, so one significant figure, two significant figures, and three. So I will leave this as an exercise for you all, and we will call it the class for today. All right, so that's it for today, everyone. Thanks for coming. Any questions before we close off?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
All right. All right, thanks for
Sir,
coming. Go ahead.
what about the project, sir?
Right, we'll talk about that just now. Give me a second.